Hello and welcome to the day ahead. It's Tuesday, June the 3rd. I'm Andrew Gagan. Well, the local share market is set to open strongly with ASX futures up more than 0.8%. European equity markets are dragged lower by the steel exporters following President Trump's decision to double tariffs on imported steel and aluminium. On Wall Street, shares recovered despite investors remaining cautious amid simmering trade tensions between the US and China. Among tech stocks, Nvidia rose along with Meta, while Tesla fell after a report of lower monthly sales for Portugal, Denmark and Sweden. Apple shares, they were a little changed after the iPhone maker submitted a legal challenge to the EU order to open its closed ecosystem to rivals. Shares of the gold miners surged, tracking a jump in bullion prices, and US-listed shares of BHP and Rio rose, tracking the copper price higher. Well, the Trump administration wants countries to provide their best offer on trade negotiations by Wednesday, ahead of a deadline early next month. That's according to a draft letter to negotiating partners seen by Reuters. Meanwhile, the Trump administration has asked a US appeals court to pause the second court ruling that found the president had exceeded his authority by imposing sweeping tariffs, saying the decision jeopardises trade negotiations with other nations. And China has hit back against accusations it violated an agreement on critical minerals shipments, with the Commerce Ministry promising to take unspecified forceful measures to safeguard its interests. With US inflation running above target and the outlook uncertain, Dallas Fed Bank President Laurie Logan has said monetary policy is really well positioned for us to wait, be patient and watch the data, knowing that if the risks are to materially change on either side, we're well positioned to act. US Treasury yields retreated slightly after the ISM manufacturing PMI edged down to a 6-month low. The US 2-year yield at 3.94%, while the 10-year was around 4.44%. And the US dollar has given up the previous week's gains on escalating trade tensions, and the Polish zloty fell against the euro after Eurosceptic politician Karol Nawrocki won the second round of the presidential election. The Aussie dollar has risen around 1% to 64.9 US cents. And Bitcoin is trading at around 105,000 US dollars. Oil prices climbed nearly 3% on Monday on supply concerns as OPEC Plus decided not to accelerate plans to hike output, and wildfires in Canada's oil-producing province disrupted production. Brent crude futures at $64 a barrel. Copper rose around 3.7%, while iron ore was down marginally to $97 a tonne, and gold has climbed to a 3-week high as a weakening dollar and rising geopolitical risk and economic uncertainty fuel demand for safe haven assets. Spot gold up more than 2.5% at $3,379 an ounce. Locally today, we get the annual award wage decision that's handed down. We also get the balance of payments for the March quarter. The RBA releases minutes from its May meeting, and RBA Assistant Governor Sarah Hunter speaks. And on the corporate front, Elders is due to trade ex-dividend. That is your day ahead. See you again tomorrow.